Welcome back everyone to Nikon's Face-to-Face podcast here at Xposure 2024. I have a wonderful guest here all the way from Doha, Mr. Abdullah. Abdullah, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you also for hosting me today.
No, it's really my pleasure.
Thank you.
For those that don't know you already, can you give us a brief intro into how you got into photography and what you're doing these days?
I started this journey long time ago when I was specifically in the elementary school. As far as I remember, it was 5th grade. My mom encouraged me about it because she likes photography. Then for the whole year, as far as I remember, I save from my pocket money every day, like 1-2 riyals at that time. It was something big, 1994, I think. At the end of the year, I rewarded myself with a small film camera, and from there it started. What really pushed me to do it is the love of documenting. I love to document trips, party at home, family trips, occasions, and I think it lasted until 2011. Before that, I didn't know anything like any skills in photography. It's just an auto mode, and I document. When I was in the UK doing my first degree, I started to learn about it, and because of the educational sources around us there, magazines and photographers, from there, I started to discover landscape photography and the love of landscape photography. Because of the geographical location where I was, I could travel around to European countries like Spain, Iceland, those countries to discover more and to document. I learned by myself. I was a self-taught photographer, which is in somehow difficult because you have to learn everything by yourself. And I don't recommend it. Nowadays, if someone asks me, I said, go and learn from the professionals because you will save time. And instead of, for example, taking 20 years to learn, you could learn it like just in a couple of years. And you can reach even the pro level. This is how it started. From that moment, I focus to learn the skills of shooting landscape. And from there also I moved to cityscape because where I live, we have a beautiful city. It's growing, it's developing. The scene from 10 years ago, it's different than today. So I believe I documented Doha city for 9 years now.
Amazing.
Which is also as a personal project. I am planning to have a book and exhibition about Doha and how it was developed. I mean the modern Doha, not the old Doha, because I was not there obviously. At the same time, I run Qatar Photography Center, which is the only, I think, photography center nowadays which is funded by the Ministry of Culture. We have a large number of members, active members. We run lots of workshops and lectures, competitions. One of also my goals is to serve the photography in that field. I mean, to teach the youth photography.
Oh, amazing. I was really excited to talk to you because my loves also are landscape photography and cityscape photography. So we share some similarities. And also a self-taught photographer. So I appreciate what you said about it taking a lot longer when you do it that way. You make all those mistakes yourself, whereas these days there's YouTube and workshops and experts you can go and learn from. So I completely agree with what you were saying there. In terms of your photography these days, what camera body are you using for your cityscape?
For cityscape, I use Z7 II. And recently I got my Z8. I'm still discovering the camera. For astrophotography, I use Z6, which is modified for astrophotography, because normal cameras cannot read the spectrums in the space, which is a different field of photography. So basically, I use 3 cameras now.
Amazing. And you're pairing them with mostly wide angle lenses?
Wide angle lens. My main lens is Z14 24. This
Yep.
is the most lens that I use.
Yeah, and you're using the 70 to 200 a little bit with the Cityscape as well to get those
Yeah, you know, if you want to get like a close shot or something
abstracts
of
and yeah.
abstract of buildings, yeah.
Yeah, amazing. And talk to us a little bit. We're all very familiar with the Dubai cityscape and all the views of downtown Dubai. Can you talk to us a little bit about the cityscape scene in Doha?
When we compare Doha and Dubai, Doha is relatively a smaller city than Dubai, but at the same time, it's developing. The scene is being changing from time to time because we have like new towers coming up.
Yeah.
We have also a new city which is called Losail City.
Yes.
5 years ago, if you go up the towers, it's almost you will see like just one tower here and there, but now it's almost complete, which is also great to discover. Yeah.
And you have some amazing architecture in Doha as well.
Yes.
When I've travelled there, really
True.
unique shapes, unique
We
coloured
have,
buildings, and an amazing skyline that you can see from the Corniche.
One of the distinction things that you should know about Doha City, the shape of the buildings.
Yeah.
We have strange buildings,
Yes.
let's say. Yeah. Doha Museum, Museum of Islamic Art.
Yeah.
The shape of it is it's really amazing. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, for photography.
And I was interested to hear a little bit of it as well. You do get the fog in Doha as well.
Actually, you have to chase it, and you have to. You know more than me in that field. We don't have it as regular as Dubai, but as someone interested in fog photography, I always look for it.
Yeah.
And whenever there is a weather alert, I always go out. Even if there is no fog, I will try to be there on the right time to catch it. So I believe for 4 years, from 2015 until 2019, I had a good shot of fog. After that, I didn't have, because normally the fog will concentrate in the western part of Qatar. Doha is in the eastern side of the country. But luckily, last December, I got one of really my dream shots about fog in Doha City, which I really planned for it for 5 years. Why it's difficult? Because, as you know, conditions it will not come at the right time. Sometimes we will have a nice sunrise, but no fog,
Yeah.
and it's the opposite. But that shot was a sunrise shot. I hope I can show it here, but I think we don't have that facility to show. But at the same time, why I'm doing this, as I mentioned earlier, I try to document Doha City from different angle, different timings,
Yeah.
to showcase in a book and an exhibition at the same time.
Yeah, amazing. And I love. I know the excitement when that fog photo finally comes off.
Exactly.
That you've had years and years of planning goes into it, and you can be there early in the morning, a beautiful forecast, and you'll be up there and the fog never arrives.
Nothing.
So when it does come through, it's
Very true.
extremely rewarding.
You have to be patient about it. If you want to achieve the image, you have to work for it. You have to plan.
100%.
There is misconception with people or for some photographers. They said photography is just a click of the shutter, which is wrong. You know, you have to plan for it.
Yeah.
You have to work hard.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, a lot of work goes into getting those photos. And how have you found the Z8 for your landscape and cityscape photography?
Something I want to say about Nikon. I just moved to Nikon recently, let's say 3 years ago.
Yep.
This camera is really built for landscape cityscape photography, especially my Z6 and my Z7 II. I love them. The size,
Yeah.
the dynamic range, they are really amazing. I have back issue, so I cannot carry heavy equipment,
Yeah.
especially if I go for a long hike or walk.
Yep.
So this is one of the reasons that I moved to Nikon as well. The size of the equipment.
Yeah. And what are some of the suggestions you'd have for people who are just getting into cityscape photography in terms of techniques and tips and things that they can do to improve their shots?
The first thing I advise anyone in any kind of photography: be patient
Yeah.
and practice. Try to photograph different genre of photography to to discover what you love and what you like. Because if there is no passion, there is no love, you will not achieve. Believe me, you will not achieve anything.
100%.
When it comes to cityscape, you really need to be a patient person. Why? Because as what we talked earlier about the permissions.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes really ages to get a permit for one building.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, sometimes we wait 1 year to get specific building. If you don't have that passion, you will just say no, I will not do it anymore.
100%. Yeah, no, I agree 100%. A lot of people, like you said before, think it's really easy to get in the right place at the right time and just click that button. But actually a lot of work goes into the planning, the execution, and then being there at the right time to get the right light or the right fog for the photo that you really want.
Maybe you will agree with me in this point. Myself, I have been to one spot maybe 10 times to get one photo.
Yeah, I couldn't agree anymore. Yeah, and there's still some spots in Dubai that I've been maybe 8 or 9 times and I still haven't got that photo yet. And that's what drives me to keep going back, and
eventually you will get it.
I will.
You will get
so,
it. 100%.
Yeah. It doesn't always, and then sometimes you go to a different spot, and you don't think it's going to be amazing, but the clouds come or the weather changes and
that is luck.
Yeah.
That is luck. Yeah.
But you have to keep going to different places.
True.
You make your own luck. If you're not there, you won't get those opportunities. So.
And you have always to be ready for it.
Yeah.
Your equipment, for example, myself, when it's winter time, my equipment doesn't leave the car.
Yeah.
It's always there.
Yeah.
Because you will never know.
Yeah, exactly. And the ability to be a little bit flexible. You know, it might the conditions change from time to time, and the light changes and these sorts of things. In terms of we spoke before about travel photography as well, so traditional landscape photography. When you're planning one of your trips, what sort of process goes into the planning of it, from selecting your location to doing to research to what equipment you're taking with you?
When I plan for travel landscape photography, the first thing I will put in mind, what's the subject that I'm going to shoot. Seascape, mountains, waterfalls. From there I will start and I will decide which country I have to go to. In terms of equipment, we have really to take what we really need, not more than that, because as what I mentioned earlier, the amount of equipment I cannot carry, actually myself. I cannot carry. Yeah. You have to talk to photographers that have been to that specific location or country. Ask them about how easy to get to these spots and what are the difficulties. So you have to be prepared well in advance. You shouldn't go like you will do it by coincidence. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I think that's great advice to tap into local photographers in the different areas that you might be traveling to, that have been doing photography there for years and years and years. So if someone was traveling to Doha, for example, where would you recommend them to go for some great photography that's easy to access?
You mean landscape?
The cityscape photography in Doha. If I was traveling there next week, where would you say?
Well, first I will say you are most welcome. The recommended area that I will say it's West Bay area. It's accessible. You can do it from ground. Some of the buildings, they allow photographers. Hotels, hotels in Doha. Doha Museum, Museum of Islamic Art.
Yes.
Newport of Doha, they allow photographers. Qatar.
Yes.
Those are really beautiful areas to discover.
And is photography quite encouraged in Doha? Is there problems with using tripods and these sorts of things?
I think this is a worldwide issue nowadays.
Yeah.
When you go anywhere with your tripod, they will just come and some areas they are a bit restricted and some of them are easy.
Yeah. And is there much street photography in places in Doha? Can you wander through, Souk Waqif or somewhere like this?
Yeah. They are really good places for street photography. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, fantastic. And what's on your travel wish list at the moment in terms of places that you want to explore for photography?
I don't like to travel far, but this time I put myself in a challenge to discover a new country. I'm planning to go New Zealand.
Okay, amazing for
landscape,
but
yeah.
it is
And the diversity
it is
as
a
well.
long way. Yeah, 100%. So it's close to my
Your
my
home
native
country,
home.
yeah.
So I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Hopefully.
It's an incredible place, incredible landscape, very nice people.
Yeah.
So for photography, it's in my opinion extremely underrated.
Yeah.
It doesn't get the attention that perhaps Dolomites and these sort of places get.
Needs to be more discovered by photographers.
Needs to be documented by some.
And I believe maybe because it's far, that's why.
Yeah, so it's not but it's worth it.
Yeah, really
in
worth
my
it.
opinion. In
True.
my opinion. Just briefly, what other advice would you give to people who are, I guess, traveling a little bit but not too much, but want to do more landscape photography when they travel? How can they improve their skills?
You mean if they travel abroad?
Yes.
You have to do your assignment. You have to search about the destination that you go to and what you can photograph. Last summer, I was put in a situation where I was going with a photographer friend for a week time in a new area, which I don't know anything about. He had to leave 2 days later.
Okay.
And I was there alone. So I just stayed in the hotel room for 24 hours to search about that area. It's the southern part of Spain, Murcia region. I discovered it has a lot of locations that we didn't even know. Even my friend, who's from Spain, he didn't know about it. So 2 days later, he told me, "How did you find this and how did you find that?" I said, "I just Google it." I contacted some photographers on social media, which is really helpful. Nowadays social media connect people together. We can ask each other questions, and this is my advice. I mean, always do your research, be patient, practice, and never give up.
Yeah. No, I think that's really good advice, to do the research and to tap into, photographers in different areas, in different countries, in different communities. So
believe it or not, last month when I was coming to Dubai, I looked into your page.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
There you go.
It was really helpful.
And I'm going to contact you the next time I'm coming to Doha.
Anytime, you are most welcome.
Take some photos.
Sure.
I enjoy that too much. Abdullah, thank you so much for joining us today on Face to Face.
Thank you too.
I hope everyone got some tips and tricks to improve their cityscape photography. And if nothing else, contact Abdullah, head over to Doha and take some amazing cityscape photos. So thank you, Abdullah, and
most welcome.
Join us next time for the next episode of Face to Face. We'll see everyone really soon. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks, Abdullah.
Thank you.
Mashkoor.
Afwan.